Oh, that's good coffee. And what better to go with this morning's coffee? Some homemade chocolate chip cookies my wife made yesterday. Oh, yeah. Chocolate chip cookies. They're the best. Just like my wife. She's the best. Just like I'm the best. I'm the best. And he's so mad. And I'm so glad because I got his cookies. Mmm. Mmm. That's a good cookie. Mmm. I tell you what, this is not Dunkin' Donuts, guys, and this is not Dunkin' Donuts coffee. We're talking the best here. We're talking the best for the best. Mm-hmm. Mmm. Oh yeah. Mm. Oh, that's good cookies. Mm. Mm. And one thing I'm really grateful. Mm, First of all, my mom taught me not to talk with a mouth full, but I can't resist. Mm. Oh, that's so good. Washing down this chocolate chip cookie with a nice fresh pot of coffee. Mm. Mm. Good morning, Kim. Mm. I am simply the best. Mm. There's one thing I'm really grateful this morning for. I am so grateful that when I go to sleep at night, I'm up in the mountains. And when I wake up, I'm way out in the mountains. I'm so grateful that I will never, ever, ever have to wake up in New Jersey or New York. I don't know how it is that so many people were so misunfortunate to be stuck in that situation, but all they have to do is get up and move. This is America. People are free. People are free to live where they want. If you're stuck in the big cities like that, well, that's shame on you. Hey, get out of my cookies, girl. No, no, Fajita is trying to steal my cookies. Mm. You ain't taking my cookies, girl. Mm. Mm. There's nothing like a fresh homemade cup of Boyd's coffee and homemade chocolate chip cookies for breakfast. So good. You know, if Noodles gets married, I sure hope Seasons knows how to cook. You can't have my cookies. These are too good for dogs to eat. Besides, they're chocolate chips, and dogs aren't allowed to have chocolate. No, you're not allowed to have chocolate, are you? No, chocolate's too good for you, girl. We'll give you a doggy treat. There you go. You can have one of those. Mm. Oh, man, these homemade chocolate chip cookies are so delicious. Nice and soft and chewy. Mm. Morning, Lone Wolf. Mm. Mm. Morning, Leo. I was just having the best breakfast for the best man, made by the best wife. My wife made me chocolate chip cookies yesterday, and they are simply the best. They are so delicious. She did that because she says, "You're the best, Grizz." Mm. And this fresh cup of Boyd's coffee. Mm. This ain't Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and it ain't Dunkin' Donuts, man. That's secondhand stuff. That's second rate. I am the best. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm simply the best. Mm. I haven't been out there this morning. I'm sorry, but I just can't seem to empty out my mouth long enough to keep to talk. These chocolate chip cookies are so good, I gotta keep on wolfing them down. That means I gotta talk with my mouth full. So sorry about that in advance. But I haven't been outside yet this morning. Last night it was 20 degrees. I have a feeling it's about the same. Happy massive troublemaker. That be me. I'm simply the best. Uh, let's see here. Wish my screen was bigger. I'm having a hard time reading the chat. That's a great compliment. Good cook. Yeah, it sure is. My wife is a really good cook. Mm. Snow at 11 degrees. Oh, burr. Burr, burr, burr. Well, I had to fire Michelle. I put in an order for snow here, and she sent us an ice storm instead. Morning, Robert. Did you realize your steam fire is going backwards with the firewood? Well, cool. You fired her too? Yeah, she's got to stop sending us these ice storms. I put in an order for snow. Good morning, Stan Johnson. Mm. How cold is it over there this morning, Robert? Mm. It was 0 last night when you went to bed for her. Yeah, it's probably still that or a little bit colder. See, I'm on the valley side in the Oregon, so we don't get the high desert and all the temperatures that y'all get. It's we have more of a tropical climate, so when it drops down to 20 degrees here, that's cold. Ugh. Oh, that's some good coffee. Okay, so you want your breakfast, girl? Okay, I'll get you breakfast. Let's see here. Now, fajita even fajita eats better than the noodles does. And I'm going to tell you guys why. First of all, this dog food that we feed her is made here locally by local raised beef and lambs that I butchered for the dog food, but it's raised locally. It has all the nutrients and it doesn't have any fillers in it. No fillers whatsoever in this dog food. It's the true deal. It's dry. It's dry dog. But on top of that, not only does she get the locally grown dry dog food, but my dog is so much better than Noodle's dogs that I gotta even do one step better. I can chicken and turkey broth, and I even can the bones up until they dissolve and get them to to break up easily. Then I make this broth and I can it up. Yeah, I'll use everything fit of the chicken, you know. I mean, everything goes on in there. The skin and all gets on in there, and it gets canned up and separated. Some of it is put in for a wet dog food that's made or canned up for, and a whole bunch of broth. And I pour this nice, delicious turkey or chicken broth right on into the into her dry dog food. And she loves it. She really loves this. I mean, that's what I'm telling you. Even fajita eats better than noodles. I mean, the crap that I see noodles ordering at restaurants and stuff, I just can't believe it. But this here, even my dog eats better because she's the best. See, my dog doesn't hump my toes like Noodles does. My dog doesn't try to deposit toe jam in between my toes like Noodles dog does. Let's see here. Morning, Tim. It's so cold in Kentucky. Oh, what happened here? My screen jumped on me, and now I got to find out where I was at. Let's see here. It's so cold we had to throw a few extra cousins on the bed. Yeah. Yeah, Tim, I watched your video on that mortise and tendon drill that you got there. That is so cool. I am so envious of you. I'm so jealous that you got that. That is really cool. That is sweet. I hope someday I can find one of those. I still haven't watched the one where you went to the where you got that at that auction. How much did you give for it? Morning, Jasmine. Because I'm always cruel. That's why. Everybody knows I'm a cruel and hateful person. Hateful and deceitful and everything else. $40, Tim? Whoa. Man. $40 for that more. Oh, man. Now I'm really jealous. Those type of drill bits are still fairly easy to come by, even new. You know, that square, or I don't know what shape that you'd call that, but it's four-sided anyway. That is an awesome deal. Man, I'd love to have one of those. Let's see here. I'm trying to get some clothes thrown on me so I can step outside and see how cold it is out there and have a cigarette.
You can stay in here. You can stay in here.
Okay. Oh. No, because I would just now you're trying to make me fatter. I'm already fat enough. I can't seem to get under 240 pounds.
I made those all by hand.
Guys, I've been trying for 2 years to lose some weight. I've been at 240 pounds for I don't know how many years. I just can't seem to quite get down any lower than 240. And I want to get down to about 200.
And my cookies weren't made in a machine. They were all by my string.
Yeah, I know they were all handmade, hand mixed and everything.
They just taste better handmade. If you put your love and strength and
I gotta put these. I got these really thick sweatpants. They're so ripped up and tore up, they're more like chaps anymore. But I've had them for like 30 years. These are really, really thick sweatpants. I can't find a place that replaces them. I would have thrown these in the rags years ago. But you just can't get this thick of a sweatpant material anymore. And haven't been able to for years. I love this. It helps keep the legs warmer in this cold weather. Because they're hard to pull over other sweatpants. So I'm using other sweatpants like long johns, and then these are like sweat chaps, which means that I have to wear something else underneath them, because otherwise my butt would be hanging on out there. And we all know you want to see that, but I ain't showing. No, I have to say that because my wife is listening, and she would pluck my ears if she knew that I would really want to be showing you the backside of my chaps. Full dance pants. It's -2 there this morning. Burr. I'll be outside in a minute here. I got to get myself bundled on up. Then I'll take a look and see what the temperature is exactly out here. But I have a feeling it's right around 20, unless it's supposed to warm up today.
I don't know what to believe.
The ice is supposed to go away today. Hopefully it will warm up so I start getting things thawed on out and kick my well back on. Not having water is the piss. We do have the well here. Oh, just a second. Oh, shoot. Okay, there we go. We do have the well here, and we have gravity flow from the spring. And usually, before a storm hits, we turn the well off, and I take the time to make sure the spring water is running good, running decent stuff. Well, I didn't have that opportunity this time. And so before I knew that we was going to have this massive ice storm, my spring water had already froze. And then our power went off. Well, my spring water's already froze, so I can't switch over to that. Which, if I had got on it early enough, we would have had spring water to fed to the house, and we would have been fine. But once it froze, then there was no getting that to the house, 600 feet. So then after the power went out, of course, the water coming to the house, the pump froze. So we're waiting for things to thaw out, and hopefully no pipes broke down there at the well. Otherwise, I'll be fixing some of that. No, it's not chicken feeding time yet. Let's see here. Oh, I gotta look at the temperature. Wheel this flashlight. I don't think the flashlight works when I'm in StreamYard, unfortunately. Yeah, no, I can't turn the flashlight on, but maybe this. Um, it looks like it's 24 degrees here. 24 degrees. It's a little bit warmer out here this morning than it was last night. Let's see here. Germany is now in the war. Yeah, that ain't very helpful. They didn't win their last two wars. What makes them think they'd win this one? Well, I tell you what, I am so ready for winter to be over with. This is the fastest I've wanted winter to be over. But I am ready for winter to be over. We had rain for 2 days, Tim, and it all turned to ice. I mean, as it was raining, it was turning to ice for 2 days. And it's we're really fortunate. When we first moved on out here, when we'd lose power, we would lose power for 1 to 2 weeks at a time. But Consumer Power, they ended up getting a grip on things, and after we'd been here for about 5 years, they finally got it down to where we might lose power for maybe 8 or 12 hours, but never 24. So we lost power the first time here for the 12 hours. Then it came back on for 3 hours, and then it went back off for about 5 hours. And we've had power ever since. Pacific Power, though, in town, they're running ragged. They're running crazy. Pacific Power is, I don't know. I don't think they planned for this storm or something. Because they're fit to be tied. Their workers, their workers should be saying, "Hey, you know what? We can't be working like this. We got to take a little bit of time. We got to get some rest." Because they're all running Pacific Power. They're running around like like chickens with their heads cut off. It really sucks to be them. They're in a really tight spot. They're managed, but it should be saying, "Hey, you know what? That's too dangerous having you guys go out there working with this little fleet." They need to get those guys in bed. I mean, you could tell they're running, but when you stop and talk to them, they're really bedraggled and sucking in eyeballs and everything. They're just going nuts trying to get the power turned on. I don't know what it is, why they weren't able to get. I don't know. Maybe they did. They usually get, power work, linemen and stuff from other states to be able to come up and help. I don't know what's going on this time. If they've got other linemen or not. "44 in Pennsylvania." Oh no, in California. Even 44 to me is cold anymore. Anymore, I want it to be 55 plus. 55 plus, I can deal with it, even if it's raining. But if it's Lower than 55, and it's raining. That's pure miserable. Man, I need to de-ice my tractor. Burr, burr, burr. Boy, I tell you what, Noodle sure missed out on a good breakfast with that coffee and homemade chocolate chip cookies. And that coffee that I was drinking this morning, it sure wasn't that cheap Dunkin' Donuts coffee that he drinks. Man, I don't know how he can stand that stuff. You would think a working man could afford better, but I guess he's not very good at managing his money or something. He always seems to be broke. But Morning, junkyard. You got your dailies done already? You mean to tell me that you already took the dogs out and watered them? You mean to tell me that you already took the dogs out and marked all the tires? I know you got a lot of tires there to be marked. No, calm down. Calm down. They need to stay out long and they're out of balance now too. Okay, you can go inside. I know that's what you're wanting. You don't like being outside in this cold. Man, she has not been liking this cold weather. She'll go outside to pee. That's about it. Do you like that? Has that worked for you? Been working for you, Jasmine? Yep, I told you it would. And it's actually, I enjoy drinking it too. I mean, it's not a cure-all. There's if it gets really bad, you still need to go see a doctor and stuff, but it's a good starter medicine. I still can't believe my brother. The cayenne pepper really does have a lot of healing properties. And one of the healing properties that cayenne pepper is really good at is like if you get pink eye, it will get rid of the pink eye. I'm not recommending y'all try this one, but my brother, back when he was in high school, he had a dog who's half German Shepherd and half wolf. His name was Captain. The Captain ended up getting pink eye, and my brother heard from somewhere that cayenne pepper cured pink eye. And so my brother grabbed Captain, held him down, and took some cayenne pepper, the powder, and stuffed that in his eye. Well, forget about the burn. You put dried, dehydrated pepper in your eyes. Forget about the heat from it. It's going to feel like you also put sand in there. So you have this dry feeling of sand that you put in your eye, and then the heat from it, that had to have been miserable. But it did work. Captain, he would have come anywhere near Steve like for about a week after that. But anyway, I mean, the rest of us, we noticed it right off. It cured Captain's pink eye instantly. It went from pink eye to red eye instantly. Then after he had the red eye, when the red eye went away, it actually there was no sign. Like 2 or 3 hours later, something like that. Her eye was just as normal as could be. It cleared right on up. It literally got rid of the pink eye. Well, about 2 weeks later, my brother Steve ended up with pink eye, and my mom told my brother, it's good for it was good for the goose, it's good for the gander. So my brother Steve, he dumped cayenne pepper in his own eye. And I'll tell you what, now my brother Steve is like half Cherokee Indian. And I'll tell you what, I was convinced he was full blooded Cherokee Indian because he was jumping around doing some sort of a rain dance for like an hour afterwards. Man, I tell you what, I never seen anybody dance so much. But anyway, sure enough, it cured his pink eye too. Now anymore, he still does recommend the cayenne pepper, but I'll tell you what he does now um, for it. He takes the cayenne pepper and he makes a tea out of it, type of deal. He'll make a tea and then he strains all the pepper on out, so it's just the liquid. There's no powder in there at all, so you don't have that. He said that was by far the worst. Now that he does the tincture, it's hot when you put it in the eye. It kind of burns the eye, but it doesn't have that horrible scratchy feeling. He says it's quite bearable. Here, more trees or something cracked. I got to go up on the hill today. Last night when I was on my live stream, man, there was a big old crash of a tree coming on down up behind us. So I got to go see what I got to salvage here when the weather gets better. Yeah, he just forgot about the big guy. He'll take the nuts off of the doctors. Yeah, Robert. To be honest with you, I think that's what I would do too. I don't think I could ever put that in my eye. It's bad enough just rubbing my eye when when I've been making pepper sauce or something. I don't wear gloves. I don't care what type of pepper I'm working with. I never wear gloves. It's bad enough when you rub your eye that way. You get screwed out of here, Snow. I hear you. Michelle, you're fired. Morning, dog. You waiting on your McGriddle? Oh, man. Don't tell me you're at McDonald's. Yeah, last night I was on live stream and there was a loud crash. And the way things were breaking, it almost sounded like it was a big maple tree up here. Chaos made them. I have to check out that video if that's what you're saying. Now, this weren't no Sasquatch. I don't know how anybody could believe in Sasquatch. Only city slickers believe in Sasquatch. And there are some country boys that'll pull your legs and make you think that they believe in Sasquatch. You guys, any of you city slickers that believe in Sasquatch have been had by a country boy. Didn't have electricity for 11 days. Wow. I, you know, I, I've heard of videos being authenticated, but then a few years later they unauthenticate them. They end up finding them. So any video they said that it's been authenticated, I don't buy it. Authenticated based on what they know today, but tomorrow they'll find out more stuff and they find out it's not authenticated. I believe Bigfoot Grizz introduced me to him. Hubba, hubba, hubba. Yeah, old Fred laughs about that every time there, Robert. He used to say that you got him convinced I was Bigfoot. And the stretch marks, dog. That he wasn't trying to run away. Cool. That sounds like a good deed there, Tim. Take care, Jasmine. Family channel, family channel. I heard that Junkyard. I haven't watched that yet. I want to watch that sometime today, Junkyard. But I hear that Yashish or whatever he dropped out of it last night. I can't say that guy's name. The one that gives him all the tamales and the Mexican habanero sauce and the chupalawawas. That neighbor. Oh, I bet they are. That guy that dropped out of the race yesterday. Stephen Gardner was really liking him. I still couldn't tell much about him where I thought he was all that great. I'm disappointed in the Florida governor. I was really hoping that he would show more of a presidential stance for the not this election, but the following election. I was hoping that he would pull something together for that, but I think he played his cards all wrong. Keeps you in deer meat and sugar, olive oil, etc. Cool. I was hearing something yesterday on the Stephen Gardner. There was a guy on there talking. Now I don't know how much truth, but he was saying that the 14th Amendment um, was repealed by Congress and ratified. So the 14th Amendment doesn't even exist anymore. It was repealed. And I guess you could go to his channel, and he was showing where it was supposedly when and where it was repealed at. So this whole deal that if he's right on that, then they ain't got a leg to stand on in Colorado. You're going to vote for Obama. We already know somebody that made that mistake, Robert. And you know that one individual that voted for Obama twice. I asked him. I said, "Well, how do you plead?" And he says, "I plead stupid." And I says, "Yep." I was really liking him, Tim. I would really like DeSantis, but he didn't play his cards right. I don't think because that he didn't play his cards right. I don't know that he's smart enough to pull off being president. Morning, Ben. You have snow? We got ice, and plenty of it. Voting for Ralph Nader. If only Ross Perot was still alive. That's one vote to winning all 99 counties. Wow. Hey, Ben, remember that conversation that we was having about whether a law was a letter of the law or the principle of law? Start watching Steve, not Stephen Gardner. Start watching Steve. What's his name? He's a lawyer in Michigan, and he's got a pretty large channel, pretty good following. And you start listening to the laws, and then you'll understand why I say laws are lit by the letter of the laws, and not by principle of the laws. It's too early. Yeah, and he was a crook. Nixon took us off the gold standard. Man, that was a big mistake taking us off the gold standard. Joe had all the, well, he didn't have all the older voters, but he had quite a few of them. But he had a lot of the young voters too. The people coming on in just not knowing politics, how things work, what people have done. Now, most of the people that were voting for him, in my opinion, I don't know this for a fact or anything, but I think most of his voters were first time voters that just said, "Well, I'm voting Democrat because I want free stuff." I don't think they were looking at or even knew how to look at how the president affected things. Yeah, and Nixon did start opening the doors with China, and Reagan actually took us that much closer, and it was Clinton that finished it off. The opening the final deals with China. Both the Republican and Democrat Party both was very guilty of that whole deal. I'm not going with that vote blue, no matter who. I I won't. I don't like voting red or blue. I think they're both disgusting. Bunch of crooks on both parties. Vote for Pedro. Yeah. Blue is Clinton's favorite color. He had all the dead voters. What's this come? I got something weird going on here. Just a second here. I got in between these two. I can't get in between those two texts. I don't know. My StreamYard is acting up here. Teriyaki marinated pork chops on the grill for dinner tonight. Our roads ain't closed, Ben, but I tell you what, there's very few people out driving. I think I could make it down off my driveway. I'm sure I couldn't make it back up though. Oh man, I had chili beans last night. Wasn't the real deal. Wasn't real chili, but I had real chili in my beans with my beans, and it was darn good. Chili beans with baking soda biscuits. That was a good dinner. Yeah, put it this way, it was so good. Fajita decided to crawl underneath my blankets last night. She said it was delicious. And chili has beans in it. It was invented by a German immigrant. No, chili has pineapples in it. It was invented by a German immigrant. Premium sea salt saltine crackers with chili is really good too. I really like that too. But I had some leftover baking soda biscuits I needed to get through, and they were good with it. It's a popularity deal, Junkyard. You know, just like, it's popular to call it cane sugar rather than just pure white sugar. Oh, we got cane sugar. Uh, you know, we got our food's going. We got organic. We're paying organic. You're paying for the price. You're paying extra for that title. Beans are just just a filler for chili. That's all beans are. That's just a filler that you put in with your chili to make it stretch. Dog, that depends where you get the sea salt from. That really all depends. Put it this way, dog. Yeah, everybody, I don't know if y'all know how sea salt is harvested, but basically they take seawater, they boil it down, and evaporate all the water off, and you're left with the salt. But if you go on out to like San Francisco Bay, where they got all the sewage being dumped in the bays and stuff, all that stuff, and you go collect on out there that sea salt on out there, and you boil it on down, you got dehydrated poop on in there too. It's not just pure sea salt, and so it just sea salt. Man, I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want sea salt unless I knew that it came from like 500 miles offshore or something, maybe 1,000 miles offshore. Yeah, sea salt has a shitty taste. Not to mention all the times I peed in the Pacific Ocean. Yep. Yeah. I see we're down in, I think it was down in south. I think east, southeast somewhere. There was a couple that bought a land and they found a spring. They had a spring that delivered salt. It would crystallize in the bottom of the spring where it came out of the ground and crystallize along there. And they would get a lot of salt out of there. They were selling it, making a living off of that salt. Pink salt is for the alphabet crowd. We buy the Himalaya salt just because we feel like for what's available to us, that's what's and affordable. That's what seems to be best for us. But I know also the price on it is still, it's a yuppie thing. The main thing is don't get the iodized salt if you're going to be canning. I don't mind iodized salt on my foods and stuff. Just can't have the iodized salt for the canning parts of it. Well, you can, but it taints the color of the water. Buy soiled at the Amish store. I don't think we have any salt available for harvest here in Oregon except for the sea salt, and I would not drink the use the sea salt from the Oregon coast. There's no way that I would use that salt. I know how many billions of tons of shit gets dumped in that ocean. Need some extent of the iodine, but I think we get too much of it in the salt. If that's all you eat is iodized salt, then I think you can get too much of it, dog. But yeah, I agree. We need some of it. The mercury on everything you eat. Mercury will go right through everything you eat. It goes right. It even mercury is so thin it'll probably go through the bottom of your plate. Well, Junkyard, what I want to know is if you write your name in the snow, will it be in your handwriting or will it be in your wife's handwriting? It better not be in the neighbor girl's handwriting. Her handwriting is terrible. I've had arsenic. It didn't have no flavor at all. A lot of the wells around here has arsenic in the water. Now that would really raise a question there, Tim. And fry it in gutter oil. Oh man, I've seen some of those Chinese videos where they recycle oil. Oh, that's gross. What would you do with that, Junkyard? Yeah, put it in dad's food when he'd piss her off. He must have loved you, Ben. Recertified for another year. You're certifiedly crazy for another year, huh? I can't believe anybody would eat that junkyard. Can you imagine how nasty that would taste? Even if it wasn't used motor oil, even if it was fresh, new motor oil, that would be nasty. Wasn't bad after they peeled the crust, said they were hungry. Well, I guess you do what you gotta do, but I think I can figure other ways to cook it. I would have baked it in the oven without oil. There's enough oil on chicken. You don't need to use oil. Yeah, oil is oil, I guess. Motor oil and 3 dumplings. Chicken and dumplings. I wonder if Rick will ever tell us who that Ling Ling was. you know, I mean not Tim. I mean Rick. I sure wish we could find out who Ling Ling or whatever that guy's name was. That would go up on Rick's panel. This would have eaten it the Grizz way. Yep. Just throw it on the throw it on the grill and cook it till it's black. His name was Dave. Dave who? Was it somebody that we knew? Oh, Dickard was Dave? That guy did that so well. is he is Dickard with Dave? Is he still around? That guy was hilarious. I loved it when he came around. That guy was hilarious. I never knew who it was, but it was hilarious. I loved loved listening to him. We didn't know if he was a real person or not. Robert was trying to hunt down the restaurant over there in Boise. He was going to go meet the guy. Oh, he was a heck of a crack up. Now, that guy had talent. I mean, that guy could have made his own YouTube channel. Oh no! Say it's not true. No Canadian. No more Canadians. They're all nutty. Dirty Canucks. The old bacon eaters. You had to turn the fire down? Not me, man. I'm still trying to get the fire up here. When I got up this morning, the temperature had dropped down to 65. Canadian food? Ain't nobody around here eats Canadian food. Yeah, what is it? I've never even heard of Canadian food. Well, P.O. bacon is Canadian food. That's a Canadian thing. Population in Canada 13. It's that weird ham. Because has anybody ever seen Christy? Is she completely gone? Yeah, maybe we had to do a rest in peace live stream for Christy. Yeah, Christy was cool. I'm hoping she didn't get COVID during all that whole deal and just turned up missing because of that. Only the top half of it needs to look nice. Now, don't be taking that out of context, Jasmine, and thinking that it's been announced that she's deceased. Don't even think that way. I didn't know she was looking for a little car. Yeah, probably, Tim. That's what I'm thinking. Howie is dead? Well, now, I think Howie died several years ago and just wasn't aware of it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream and get in here and tend to the fire and make sure it don't go out. We'll catch y'all later. Bye, y'all.